Okay, so it's been 2 years.
Yes.
Seems like it's been much shorter than that. And you want to hear what we think of tolls?
Why don't you think of the benefits of tolls? You know, if you have an Easy Pass, it's a lot easier to have an Easy Pass than to do a pay-by-plate. We have things like reload cards that we use for Easy Pass. We have Easy Pass on the go. We have customer service centers where you can pick up your Easy Pass. We have made it very easy for you to use Easy Pass. It's a lot cheaper than pay-by-plate. I know a lot of tolling concessions may say pay-by-plate, don't worry about cash, but it's cost double almost. Now, David Caudle here can tell you all the details about it, but pay-by-plate is not the way to go.
It's not.
Everybody needs an Easy Pass.
There we go, and that's what that one is. Okay, can you do me a favor and ask me a question?
Yes, do you have one of these? Do you have an Easy Pass?
I sure do, and you know what?
Do you have a good story for me?
I
How
love
does
it.
your Easy Pass
I
work?
love it. No, and you know what? For years, I've been going up to upstate New York. I've been paying about, I always had to get a $20 bill out so I could be prepared for tolls, and then I'd spend more than that. And 2 years ago, because of the daggone toll on Portsmouth Tunnel, I got an Easy Pass. And it has been, I've been more willing to go visit my in-laws because of it. How's that?
That's good. Let me ask you another question.
Now, I got to tell you, the first time I blew through, I did feel kind of guilty.
You should have.
But it showed up on my thing that I got paid.
But let me ask you another question.
Okay.
Do you mount your Easy Pass?
Oh, come on. Well, okay, here I go. My sticky stuff fell apart, and it fell off, so I keep it in the vehicle, and I put it on the dash. And 99.999% of the time it works, but it didn't in Delaware. But because of your call center, I got it fixed.
Well, good.
I mean, not fixed. They corrected the problem.
You're right. And it probably didn't read because the transponder wasn't in the location where the equipment was looking for it. So it does certainly help to mount the transponder.
You didn't blame me.
No, of course not. No. We don't do that. But you know, having your Easy Pass account funded, having your license plate associated with that Easy Pass account creates that redundancy. So if it doesn't read the transponder, it'll read the license plate, and it still shows up in your account.
Right, because when I called Delaware, they said just get a statement saying that, you know, there was a, and because I pay the, you know, whatever it is, right off my credit card, and I called your center, boom. But before I got off the phone, the email was there.
Very good. No, that's good to hear. And we work hard at customer service, and we make sure that we were very responsive on the Easy Pass side. And a good thing to point out is that Easy Pass is used through 16 states. And it's not really the toll facility, it's a method of payment at a toll facility. So from North Carolina all the way up to Maine, this Easy Pass device is accepted to pay tolls at those
So if I want to complain about my tolls, I should go someplace else.
If it's the toll you're concerned about, then it's the toll facility. But as far as payment of the toll, that's Easy Pass.
It's Easy Pass.
Right.
Now, okay, if I have more than one car,
Right.
I got both of my cars registered on that transponder, I think. Is it okay to switch back and forth between the cars?
Yeah, that's fine. You can have one transponder. You can get two transponders, but if you have one, that's okay. You can switch it between cars. What's important is to make sure you have both license plates on that account. So in the event that your transponder isn't in that one particular car, that one particular trip, then it'll show up on your statement as a toll transaction, just because of the license plate.
Okay. Shannon Marshall.
Yes.
Okay, it's been 2 years. It's hard to believe. There were some break-in periods, though, right?
Right.
I'm getting ready. I mean, come on. See, now it's
Certainly.
my turn to ask questions.
It's been 2 years, yes, and yeah, there was certainly a ramp-up period, and we really focused a lot to kind of inform the market about Easy Pass and really encourage residents to sign up for it so they could save money when they travel along the toll facilities. I mean, we really want to empower individuals and help them save money where they can.
So how do you think it's going?
I
mean, can you measure something like that, though?
I think you can. You know, we know that the penetration rate for Easy Pass at the Elizabeth River tunnels is about 70%. So about 70% of the traffic that travel along that facility have an Easy Pass. So that's great, but you know, there's always room for improvement, and we want to make sure that it's in everyone's hands, really.
Okay, so how does it work for the unenlightened one that doesn't have the Easy Pass? Because there's no arm that sticks out and takes your
Right.
your money. How's
It's
that
all
work?
electronic tolling, yes. And so, you have the motorists who travel through the facility without the Easy Pass. And so that means that they are traveling through the pay-by-plate system. And so you have the general pay-by-plate, and then you have one where you register for that system. Either way, I mean, traveling with Easy Pass is going to save you money. And so that's really one of the reasons why we're here. We really want to encourage people to go ahead and get an Easy Pass. All the funds that you put on the account to establish it, $35, all of it goes towards tolls. There are no fees. It's pretty easy.
Well, I'm
as the
just on a
name
personal level. Like I
indicates.
said, I mean, I went to a Do It Center.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
Taylor's
Yep.
Do It Center.
I didn't mention any names, but yeah, that's it. And they made it really easy. I paid them. I came home. I got a little confused because I do. Went on your website.
Good.
Right.
I mean, I have used all of your services.
Yeah, no, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Okay? So yeah, even before I got ready for this, is not part of my research. It was just living.
Right.
But it has been so easy.
Yeah. No, and Shannon brings up an excellent point. That $35 that you paid for that transponder, all that is your money that stays in your account to pay tolls. So there's no transponder fee. There's no maintenance fee. There's no fee at all. It's just that account's available for you to pay tolls.
So here we are 2 years into a new life, and I'm going to plead with you to get with it.
Yeah.
And get a Easy Pass. Don't try to avoid the toll. It costs you more, right?
That's right.
It costs you more.
Okay, good. Well.